burning word be to Abigail. Abigail, I bid you now search your heart and... I knew she was busy doing it, that's what I did.
See, all these girls in this class are always so damn judgmental, right?
You're doing great. Keep going.
Okay. I bid you now search your heart and tell me this, and beware of it, child. To God every soul is precious, and his vengeance is terrible on them, and take life without cause. Is it possible, child, that the spirits you have seen are illusions only? Some deception that may cross your mind when...
Why, this is a base question, sir.
And base means stupid.
Child, I would have you consider it.
I have been hurt, Mr. Danforth. I have seen my blood running out. I have been near to murdered every day because I done my duty pointing out the devil's people. And this is my reward, to be mistrusted, denied, questioned, like a
Weakling.
Child, I do not mistreat you.
And in an open threat.
let you beware, Mr. Danforth. Think you be so mighty that the power of hell may not turn your wits. Beware of it. There is...
Suddenly, from an accusatory attitude, her face turns, looking into the air above, truly frightened.
What is it, child?
Looking about in the air, clasping her arms about her as though she's cold.
I know not. A wind, a cold wind has come.
And she stares at Mary Warren.
Abby, you, not me.
Who's Mercy Lewis?
Me.
Go then.
Reese,
Was one of you girls Elizabeth Proctor?
That's Becca.
I was the one who was naked.
Marissa, you can make her when she comes in. Okay, go, Mercy. Read your line.
Your Honor, I freeze.
They're pretending.
Hawthorne touches Abigail's hand.
Who's Abigail? Okay. She is cold, Your Honor. Touch her.
Mercy Lewis through chattering teeth.
Mary, do you send the shadow on me?
Or save me.
One of you.
So is that even I freeze.
Abigail shivers too.
It is a wind. Abby, don't do that.
Danforth is enraged and believes Abigail.
Mary Warren, do you, Witcher, I say to you, do you send your spirits out?
With a hysterical cry, Mary Warren starts to run, but Proctor grabs her. She nearly collapses.
Let me go, Mr. Proctor. I cannot.
And Abby cries out to the heavens.
Oh, Heavenly Father, take away the shadow.
Without warning or hesitation, Proctor leaps at Abigail and grabs her by the hair, pulls her up to her feet. She screams in pain. Danforth, astonished, cries, "What are you doing?" And Hawthorne and Paris cry, "Take your hands off of her." And then Proctor's voice rages out over the madness.
How do you call heaven for?
Herrick, the sheriff, is able to separate them and says, "John."
Man, what do you do?
Proctor is breathless and in agony.
It is a hole.
Now, the thing is, this word means little today, right? We toss this word around as if, without meaning.
Yeah.
We use it to describe people who we don't like, that we want to, punish or belittle. We don't actually necessarily mean that they have done what the old-fashioned definition of this word is. However, in 1620, if you throw out this word, it means something. You don't just call someone this lackadaisically. Okay? So when Proctor uses that word, it catches everyone's attention. Stop!
Sorry. It's just
It catches everyone's attention and makes Danforth silence everyone here to find out why he would say it. Okay? Okay, so Danforth is dumbfounded and says,
You charge?
Mr. Danforth, he is lying.
Barker Marshall suck a scream to stab me with his butt.
You will prove this. this will not pass.
And if you're Abigail, you're scared right now. Because if he is willing to say out loud what happened, it puts her position in question. Okay, Proctor, trembling, his life collapsing around him.
I have known her, sir. I have known her.
You're a leecher?
John, you cannot say such a...
Oh, Francis, I wish you had some people in you that you might know me.
To Danforth.
A man will not cast away his good name. You surely know that.
Danforth is dumbfounded. You wanted to be up there? Go ahead.
I thought I died.
No, you didn't. Danforth is dumbfounded. Okay, remember, what is Proctor about to confess? That they had an affair. And this is completely unacceptable in this world. Okay? Go ahead, Danforth.
In what time? In what place?
Proctor, his voice about to break, and with great shame.
In the proper place where my beasts are bedded. On the last night of my joy, some 8 months past, she used to serve me in my house, sir.
He has to clench his jaw to keep from weeping.
And then they think God sleeps, but God sees everything. I know it now. I beg you, sir. I beg you. See her what she is. My wife, my dear good wife, took this girl soon after, sir, and put her out on the high road. And being what she is, a lump of vanity, sir.
He is overcome with emotion.
Excellency, forgive me, forgive me.
Angrily against himself, he turns away from the governor for a moment. Then, as though to cry out is the only way that he can speak,
She thinks to dance with me on my wife's grave, and well she might, for I thought of her softly. God help me, I lusted, and there is a calmness in such sweat. But it is a whore's vengeance, you must see it. I set myself in triumph, and I know you must see it now.
and everyone is absolutely shocked. And the expression on Abigail's face is probably half pleasure at his acknowledgement of her, and half horror at what this means in the eyes of Danforth. So, blanched in horror, he turns to Abigail.
You deny every scrap and title of this?
If I must answer that, I will leave and I will not come back again.
And Danforth seems anxious about this.
I have made a bill of my honor. I have run the game of my good name. You will believe me, Mr. Danforth, my wife is innocent, except she knew a whore when she saw one.
And Abigail steps up to Danforth now.
What look do you give
He
me?
cannot speak.
I will not have such looks.
And she turns to leave, and Danforth roars out.
You will remain where you are.
Herrick steps in front of her. She comes up short, fire in her eyes.
Mr. Paris, go into the court and bring good wife Proctor out.
Your Honor, this is all a...
Why can't you stand up?
My back hurts.
Bring her out and...
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to...
Dude, I will kick in your teeth. Bring her out and tell her not one word of what's been spoken here. And let you knock before you enter.
Paris goes to get her.
Now we shall touch the bottom of this swamp.
He says to Proctor,
Your wife, you say is an honest woman.
In her life, those that have never lied, there are them that cannot sing, and them cannot weep. My wife cannot lie. I have paid much to her, sir.
And when she put this girl out of your house, she put her out for parallel?
harlot.
Lie, sir.
And knew her for a harlot?
Lie, sir. She knew her for a harlot.
That's another word for
Or
Good then.
to Abigail.
And if she tells me, child, it were for harlotry, may God spread his mercy on you.
So what's Danforth about to do?
Question Elizabeth about Abigail.
Question Elizabeth. So what does Elizabeth's going to come in and Danforth's going to ask her what?
Questions about the
About
affair.
if there was an affair or not.
Yeah. Did you know?
About
Did this happen? Okay. So there is a knock on the door. He calls to the door
Hold.
to Abigail,
Turn your back. Turn your back.
to Proctor.
Do likewise.
Both turn their backs. Abigail with indignant slowness. So John and Abigail are both facing this way. When you come over this way.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No one in this room is to speak one word or raise a gesture, A or nay.
He turns toward the door and calls.
Enter.
The door opens. Elizabeth enters with Paris. Paris leaves her. She stands alone, her eyes looking for Proctor. So go ahead and go stand by him.
Mr. Sheever, report this testimony in all exactness. Are you ready?
Ready, sir.
Come here, woman.
Elizabeth comes to him, glancing at Proctor's back.
Look at me only, not at your husband, in my eyes only.
Good, sir.
We are given to understand that at one time you dismissed your servant Abigail Williams.
This is true, sir.
For what cause did you dismiss her?
Slight pause, then Elizabeth tries to glance at Proctor.
You will look in my eyes only and not at your husband's. The answer is in your memory, and you need to help to give it to me. Why did you dismiss Abigail Williams?
Not knowing what to say, sensing a situation, wetting her lips to stall for time.
She dissatisfied me and my husband.
In what way dissatisfied you?
She were
Glances at Proctor for a cue.
Woman, look at me.
She does.
Were she slovenly, lazy? What disturbance did she cause?
Your Honor, in that time I were sick, and my husband is a good and righteous man. He is never drunk, or as some are, or wasting his time at the shovel board, but always at his work. But in my sickness, you see, sir, I were a long time sicker after my last baby, and I thought I saw my husband somewhat turning from me and this girl.
She turns to Abigail.
Look at me.
Yes, sir. Abigail Williams.
She breaks off.
What of Abigail Williams?
I come to think of her.
He comes to me.
I come to think of him.
Fancy
her, and so one night I lost my wits. I think I put her out on the high road.
Your husband, did he indeed turn from you?
In agony.
My husband is a goodly man, sir.
Then he did not turn from you?
She starts to glance at Proctor.
He
Danforth reaches out and holds her face to his and says,
Look at me. To your own knowledge, has John Proctor ever committed the crime of lechery?
In a crisis of indecision, she cannot speak.
Answer my question. Is your husband a lecher?
Faintly.
no, sir.
Remove her, Marshal.
Elizabeth, tell the truth.
She has spoken. Remove her.
Elizabeth, I have confessed it.
And Elizabeth is pulled out the door as she says,
Oh God.
so what's going to happen now?
She's gonna get.
She's gonna get shot in the gut with a blunderbuss.
Who's in more trouble?
Proctor.
Yeah, he is, because
He's
he just threw Abigail under the bus, which, remember, how's Abigail regarded in this society?
very high and mighty.
As a saint. And Danforth believes Proctor
Yeah, one
was
job, lying.
lying.
I'm sorry.
You suck again.
Remember in Act 2 how we discussed whether or not Elizabeth loved her husband?
That showed it.
Well, the answer is clearly
Yes.
yes,
Effie.
she was willing to lie to protect him. Okay, Proctor says,
She only thought to save my name.
Excellency, it is a natural lie to tell. I beg you, stop now before another is committed or
condemned.
condemned. I may shut my conscience to it no more. Private vengeance is working through this testimony. From the beginning, this man has struck me true. By my oath to heaven, I believe him now, and I pray you call back his wife before we.
She spoke nothing of leprosy, and this man has lied.
I believe him.
Points at Abigail.
This girl has always struck me false. She has.
And to interrupt him, Abigail lets out a weird, wild, and chilling cry and points to the ceiling.
You will not. Be gone, I say.
What is it, child?
But Abigail, pointing with fear, is now raising up her frightened eyes, her odd face toward the ceiling. The girls are doing the same, and so Hawthorne looks up. And Hale, Putnam, Sheber, Herrick.
What's there?
He lowers his eyes from the ceiling, and now is frightened. There is real tension in his voice.
Child?
She is transfixed. With all the girls, she is whimpering, open mouth, agape at the ceiling.
Girls, why do you?
And Mercy points up.
That's
trees.
It's on the beam, behind the rafter.
Looking up.
It's a bat, probably. Whale.
Why?
She gulps.
Why do you come, yellow bird?
Where's a bird? I see no bird.
Abigail points again.
My face, my face.
Mr. Hale,
Be quiet.
Proctor says to Hale.
do you see a bird?
Be quiet.
To the ceiling, in genuine conversation with the bird, as though trying to talk it out of attacking her.
But God made my face. You cannot want to tear my face. Envy is a deadly sin, Mary.
Mary Warren jumps to her feet and says, horrified, pleading with Abby.
Abby,
Unperturbed, she continues to talk to the bird.
oh Mary, this is a black art to charge your shape. No, I cannot. I cannot stop my mouth. It's God's work I do. Abby, I'm here.
Proctor says frantically.
They're pretending, Mr. Danforth.
Abigail now takes a step backward as though she's scared the bird will swoop down any moment.
Oh, please, Mary, don't come down. Her claws, she's stretching her claws.
Lies, lies.
Abigail backs further away, still staring at the ceiling.
Mary, please don't hurt me. I'm not hurting her.
Why does she see this vision?
She sees nothing.
Now staring full front as though hypnotized and mimicking the exact tone of Mary Warren's cry.
She sees nothing. Abby, you mustn't.
And all the girls are staring at the ceiling.
Abby, you mustn't. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
All, that means all of you, okay? Do it again.
I'm here.
I'm here, I'm here.
That means all together, so either do it with them or sit down and
What are you
don't do
talking
it.
about? I did it with him, they're talking too fast.
Okay, Danforth is horrified.
Mary Warren, draw back your spirit out of them.
Mr. Danforth.
Mr. Danforth.
Have you compacted with the devil, have you?
Never, never.
Never, never.
Why can they only repeat you?
Give me a whip, I'll stop it.
They're sporting.
They're sporting.
Mary Warren turns on them hysterically and stomps her feet to get them to stop.
Abby, stop it.
Abby, stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Now she screams at the top of her lungs.
Stop it.
Stop it!
Mary Warren,
emotion.
utterly confounded and becoming overwhelmed by Abigail's and the girls' utter conviction, starts to whimper, hands half raised, powerless, and all the girls begin whimpering exactly as she does.
A little while ago, you were afflicted. Now it seems you afflict others. Where did you find this power?
I have no power.
I have no power.
They're going, mister.
Why did you turn about this past 2 weeks? You have seen the devil, have you not?
And Hale indicates Abby and the girls like,
You cannot believe them.
and Proctor senses Mary Warren is losing her strength to fight this.
Mary, goddamn's all liars.
Go ahead.
Have you seen the devil? You have made compact with Lucifer, have you not?
Goddamn's liars, Mary.
Mary utters something unintelligible, staring at Abigail, who keeps watching the bird above.
I cannot hear you. What do you say?
She says something again.
You will confess yourself or you will hang.
He turns her roughly to face him.
Do you know who I am? I say you will hang if you do not open with me.
Mary, remember the angel Raphael. Do not. That which is good in him.
She points.
The wings. Your wings are spreading. Mary, please, don't.
I see see nothing, Your Honor.
Do you confess this power?
He is an inch from her face.
She's going to come down. She's walking the beam.
Will you speak?
I cannot.
I cannot.
Cast the devil out, look him in the face, trample him. Will save you. Mary, only stand fast against him,
And she looks up again.
Look out. She's coming down.
She and all the girls run to one wall, shielding their eyes. And now, as though cornered, they let out a gigantic scream. And Mary, as though infected, opens her mouth and screams with them. Gradually, Abigail and the girls leave off until only Mary is left screaming, staring up at the bird. All watch her, horrified by this evident fit. Proctor strides to her.
Mary, tell the governor what they...
He hardly gets a word out. When seeing him coming for her, she reaches away and screams in horror at his approach.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
At which all the girls halt.
Mary.
She points at him.
You're the devil's man.
He stops in his tracks.
praise God.
Praise God.
Mary, how?
I'll not hang with you. I love God. I love God.
He bid you do the devil's work?
Hysterically pointing at Proctor.
He come at me by night and every day to
Sign what?
The devil's book. He come with the book.
Hysterically pointing at Proctor, scared of him.
my name. He wants my name. I'll murder you, he says, if my wife faints. We must go and overthrow the court, he says.
Danforth's head jerks toward Proctor, shock and horror in his face, and Proctor doesn't even know what to say. He looks to Hale.
Mr. Hale.
And now Mary Warren begins to sob.
He wakes me every night. His eyes are like coal and his fingers claw my neck, and I sign.
Excellency, this child's gone wild.
As Danforth's eyes pour on him, Proctor begs the last time.
Mary.
Mary Warren screams.
No, I love God. I go your way no more. I love God. I bless God.
Sobbing, she rushes over to Abigail. Go ahead.
Rush. Abby, I'll never hurt you more.
They all watch as Abigail, out of her infinite charity, reaches out and draws the sobbing Mary Warren to her in a hug.
Oh my God, you're such a liar.
Go ahead, Danforth.
What are you?
And Proctor doesn't have anything else to say.
You are combined with Antichrist, are you? I have seen your power. You will not deny it. What say you, Mr.
Excellency.
I will have nothing from you, Mr. Hale.
To Proctor,
Will you confess yourself befouled with hell? Or do you keep that black allegiance yet? What say you?
his mind wild and breathless, he says.
I say, God is dead.
Hear it.
And everybody's like, well, yeah, that's the sign. Proctor laughs insanely as though he's like literally lost his mind, although he's the only sane man, but he says,
A fire is burning. I hear the boot of Lucifer. I see his friendly face, and it is my face, and it is Christian. For them that quail to bring, and out of ignorance as I have qualified, and as you quail now, when you know in all your black hearts that this be fraud. God damns are kind, especially, and we will burn together.
Marshal, take him and Corey with
Corey.
him. Corey. Yeah, Corey. Take Corey with him to jail.
Hale starts to stop them.
I denounce these proceedings.
You are pulling heaven down and raising up the poor.
I denounce these proceedings. I quit this court.
And he walks out and slams the door.
Mr. Hale.
And the curtain falls.
And thank you.
Corey, go to jail, Corey.
My Excellency.
No one walked out.
You want me to turn this off?
Yeah.
I got
Slime.
Shut it off.
Slat.